Hello everyone, welcome to the Truth Room. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you are a longtime follower, welcome back. This video is going to be how to feel it to heal it. You guys know this is what I talk about all day long. You got to get real about how you feel so you can heal. What does that mean? So often people do a spiritual bypass or any type of a bypass. I call it a spiritual bypass because it's something that you understand that is going on here, but you try to heal it through here. It simply doesn't work. So in this video, I'll show you how to truly heal through what you feel. Stay tuned. So Honeybee wanted to join me for this one. She's got to be right by me when I do healing work. So if you're one of my clients, you know Honeybee very well. So today I want to talk about how to heal by really allowing ourselves to feel. When I started doing this work a million years ago, no, but seriously, I started studying this over 20 years ago. I started really doing the work 8 years ago when I started really getting real about how I feel. And I started looking at every dang thing in my life that I felt was creating a barrier between who I truly was and this who I thought I needed to be, or these, what I like to say, false selves, or pieces of ourselves that aren't totally authentic, these coping mechanisms, these things that we think we need to do to get love, like people pleasing and basically shrinking ourselves and all these things, perfectionism, so many things that I talk about, right? But I really sorry about this little light, by the way. This is my microphone. It's acting up, so I had to put it close. But when I started really doing the work, life changed, patterns changed, relationships changed, and dreams started really coming true. And so I feel like it's something I really need to explain in more detail. I first want to say I'm really excited to announce that I will be doing my Soul Lab course live. I will be traveling this year to different cities. I'll let you know where. The majority of my clients, this is going to sound weird, the majority of my clients are not only in the US, they're also Canada, Australia, Israel, Brazil, and Dubai. I have a lot of people in those places, which sounds probably surprising. It's surprising to me. And many other, but that's where I have groups of people. And so I'm thinking about doing the group Soul Lab in many of those places. And so this is kind of what it is. Soul Lab is all about returning to the true authentic self. There's only one way to return to your true authentic self, and that is to feel your true authentic feelings and get really honest with what's coming up. Most times when people deal with trauma specifically, they don't know about it, right? So it's subconscious patterns. But as we start to heal and wake up to these conscious patterns, or patterns that become too big in our lives that really start to be sabotaging and things like this, we start to realize we can't deny it any longer. We can't do that pattern of running from what I feel, numbing what I feel, shopping what I feel, drinking what I feel, all these things that we do because we are afraid of what we feel. And why are we afraid of what we feel? Because we're deeply afraid that the thing we're afraid of will be revealed as our truth, and it's not. We're all deeply, deeply afraid that either we're not enough, unworthy, unacceptable, unlovable, or we're afraid that we're too powerful. We were given too much power in childhood, and we're afraid of our own power. These are two very different, but also equally as strong issues that we deal with. And for me, it's the same issue. It's an issue of misplaced power. We're not understanding that our power is really in feeling what we feel. And as children, many of us are not allowed to feel what we feel. We've been told like we shouldn't feel that. We don't feel that. We're overreacting. That mommy doesn't or daddy doesn't like it when you feel that. Good girls don't feel that. Good boys don't feel that. So we're taught to almost judge and shame what we feel. And so what we do is, because we're afraid of that, we think what we feel is who we are at the age of 8 and younger. So we think what we feel is who we are, what I feel is wrong. Or I hurt people when I react this way because I feel this way. So I'm not going to feel. I'm going to pretend that I don't, or I'm going to hide it or bury it or forget. And so I'm here to revamp that whole understanding. And really in this age of emotional dark age, but now I say the age of emotional intelligence, we're coming into this understanding of self and soul in a whole new exciting way, thanks to spiritual psychology and very cool, hybrids these days. I remember when I was growing up, I was in therapy. My family was going through divorce. I was really young. And we had a family therapist. I remember being 9 years old, and I asked her, I said, is there a spiritual psychologist around? Because she just wasn't getting me in the way that I needed. A lot of highly sensitive people were like that. And my therapist at the time, Maureen, looked at me and she was like, I don't know what that is, dear. And I remember thinking, oh, God, these people are so behind the times. And I was 9. So I know this has been needed in the world for a really, really long time. And I think it's really amazing to balance the two. It's kind of like holistic medicine. We need the holistic thought and we need some medicine. We need therapy and we also need holistic approaches in spirituality. So this is my holistic approach to healing, is when we get real about how we feel. I'm going to give you examples of this. The reason we heal is because the only reason we're not feeling healed or seen or loved or enough or acknowledged is because we are busy abandoning ourselves, meaning we are busy abandoning our authentic emotion because we're afraid of what it's going to say. We're afraid that it means there's something wrong with us because we feel negative. And we don't know our identity in those moments. And so when we start to really look at those pieces of ourselves that, hi baby, we start to look at those pieces of ourselves that we are running from. You can notice that when your triggers come up, you'll see it immediately step in. When you feel unworthy or not enough, what do? Is your trigger, do you all of a sudden become perfectionistic? Do you all of a sudden become really material? Do you all of a sudden become, really sexy and try to get attention that way? Do you all of a sudden have to go shopping? Do you all of a sudden need a drink? What is it that you need? And in those moments, before we do those behaviors, what I like to teach is get present. Stop yourself. Really putting consciousness into this moment. Oh my God, I have that power. That power is called the present. And when I leave my emotion, I'm no longer present with my emotion. I'm also abandoning myself. And for a while, we don't notice that. For years, we don't notice that because our needs are getting met with this Band-Aid called shopping, drinking, whatever it is for you, denying, blaming others, acting out. It's being healed because you're getting that immediate filler. But what I always say is Band-Aids need to be changed all the time. And eventually you're going to run out of the box of Band-Aids. And then what are you going to do? Your wound is going to be exposed and it's time to really heal it from the root of the wound. And how we do that is we stop in the moment, notice what we're doing. Know that you can handle this feeling. Know that this feeling is not your identity, but it does need a voice. Know that this feeling has a message for you and it's not going to overwhelm you like it did when you were a kid. Know that this feeling just wants one thing from you: validation. It wants you to acknowledge how it feels. It's like a little kid who's screaming or who's hungry or who wants something and you ignore it, it gets louder. If you say, I hear you, sweetheart, I'm going to get it to you in 5 minutes, they can relax. I hear you, emotion. I'm going to deal with you. Maybe I'm in a crowd of people right now, so I can't right now, but I promise I will when I go home. I'll do a writing exercise or I'll talk to you and I will give you a voice in one way or another, which I teach all those in my course below, but all the courses actually. But I will give you a voice. And when I give you a voice, I'm going to give you acknowledgement, which means you're going to feel seen, which is that part of me younger than 8 years old that didn't. You're going to feel safe, which is the part of me before 8 years old that didn't in a lot of cases. You're going to feel heard, you're going to feel seen, you're going to feel safe, and you're going to feel not conditional. And guess what? Not abandoned either. I'm going to be unconditional with you, which means no matter what you say or what you feel, I'm going to believe that I am separate from that emotion. Now, we have to build that sense of self at the same time, which has a lot to do with boundaries, which I talk about a lot in those courses. And it has also a lot to do with your daily spiritual practice. I meditate every single day, twice a day for 20 minutes. Yes, sometimes I miss the second 20, but I've been doing that for so many years that now I literally can't live without it. And that gives you a sense of the observer. This meditation that I teach most people, you can get one of my guided meditations if you're in my monthly membership, Or if you're a client, I send them to you often if you need. But these guided meditations are really helpful. They're 5 minutes. I also start new clients on a 1 minute a day meditation. It's really important to do your daily practice of meditation because what it does is it helps you see you from another perspective. It helps you understand your worth and who you truly are outside of your emotional reactions and reacting to your wounding, not your truth. I always ask my clients, now, was that a wound reaction or a true reaction? Because when we react from our wounds, we put ourselves back in those unwanted patterns. When we chill and start to observe, like you'll learn in meditation, and start to give our emotions a voice and see that our emotions are not who we are, but they're part of us, and they need to be seen like we need to be seen and loved and unconditional and not abandoned. When we start to do that and see that, we can start to parent them, parenting our emotion. That is the next step, is when we start to really see that this is the young part of me that didn't get what it needed. And I keep looking for other people to give it what it needed and careers and things like this to finally get those needs met that I never got, which are emotional needs, by the way. And when we don't get those, we start to realize as we become the observer that, oh my God, I can give them to you. I don't really need someone else to meet these needs, to feel taken care of, to feel like I'm safe, to feel like I deserve. I know I deserve because I am giving it to myself. I trust myself because I'm giving it to myself. I trust myself because I'm doing the thing that I've always needed and thought I needed to get from elsewhere and thought I was ruined because I never got it as a kid. You can heal all those things. You can get those things. Yes, it takes work. It's so hilarious. I always say this in my videos, but people always call me and they're like, how do you heal me in one session? I say, it ain't going to happen, but you're going to start healing pretty deep the first time we talk. And the reason is because you need these tools. You need to know how to validate your own emotion. And really, the first key you guys can do today for free is the next time you have a trigger that triggers a negative emotion, that triggers a pattern, that triggers that sense that, oh my God, I've just lost my true self. Some people don't even know what their true self is. So if you're one of those people, I've got another video for you. But those of you who have a reference point of who you truly are, and you feel like certain things or people take you off your mark, really just make you react or sway your energy or make you lose that amazing, powerful, beautiful space within. The moment you feel that starting to happen, instead of doing the thing you do to continue false power or false confidence or feeling enough, the thing that you do, I want you to not do it. Instead, I want you to sit in yourself and tell yourself, I hear you. I feel you. This is uncomfortable. The truth is this feels like shit. The truth is I don't like that person. I feel like they're taking my power. I feel jealous. I feel worried. I feel compared. Whatever it is you're feeling. I feel not enough. Great. As soon as you say it out loud, I feel unenough. I feel unenough. What is that? Is that even a word? I don't know. I feel unworthy. I feel like massive shit. You can sit in that feeling and you can say, but why is that? What is it about this situation? The why. What is it about this situation that is triggering that for me? I want you to start there. As soon as you do that, you're already going to feel better because you're being real about how you feel and you're not needing it to be any different. You're not telling your inner child or your voice that I need you to be different than you are. You're saying, I hear what you are. I acknowledge what you feel. I don't need you to be any different. Sit with that for a little bit, you guys, and then we'll go on the second part next time. But just so you know, I am going to start doing this course live, Soul Lab. If you are living somewhere other than those places that I mentioned and you would like to host or have me come to your city and do one of my courses live, let me know in the comments or send me an email. Please don't forget to follow me on social media. I always respond to DMs, even if it's a little bit late. And check the links below for other announcements and courses. Love you guys. Namaste.